Hi everyone, how are you? I'm the Devious Diva, and today for my retro horror movie edition, I will be talking about the legendary movie Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, released in 1962 and starring legends Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. I hope you will enjoy this video. To start, I wanted to say that this is based on a novel, which I have the book. If you do like the movie or you are ever interested in a really good horror novel, and I know books for some people are obsolete, but for those who are interested in reading something different, this is the book, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, by Henry Farrell. It was released March 3rd, 1960, and it's a great story about two Hollywood actresses that are sisters, and one of them is named Blanche Hudson. The other is Baby Jane Hudson, and she's Baby Jane because she's the younger sister. In the beginning of this movie, Baby Jane is the younger, successful sister. She sings cutesy songs on stage, and her sister Blanche is always the person just sitting off to the side, wishing that she was the star and the breadwinner of the family. This movie fast forwards a little bit later into their life, maybe about in their 20s, and now the older sister Blanche is a movie starlet. She's an A-lister. Everybody likes her. Everybody wants her in a movie. And Baby Jane is nothing but a belligerent drunk. She's abusive, she's angry, and she is always intoxicated. But the deal that her sister made is that I will be in an A-list movie if you put Baby Jane in an A-list movie. Even though she stinks on ice, she is my sister. So there's this competitiveness. But then we see the tragic part, which starts right away. They go to a party, although not shown in the movie, but this is something that is indicated and talked about later. The two sisters go to a party, and Baby Jane is making fun of her sister Blanche, the A-lister that she is so envious of. And Blanche is angry. She's sick and tired of fighting for her sister who's drunk, who really does suck as an actress. Why is she defending her? So angry that when they're on their way home that night, she has Baby Jane open the gate to their mansion, and she decides she's going to run her over. She's just going to hit her at the gate. But as she goes to excel the car and go straight for Baby Jane at the gate, Baby Jane backs out of the way just in time. Blanche hits the gate, snaps her spine, and now she's a cripple. It fast forwards years later into the early 1960s. The two sisters are living together in their Hollywood home. The parents, of course, have passed away. And now Blanche is crippled in a wheelchair, and Baby Jane is her caretaker. Baby Jane is drunk, sloppy, angry, just very belligerent, very envious of her sister, hateful because she was the A-lister, and hateful that she has to take care of her. And to Baby Jane's knowledge, she believes that she was drunk and she's the one that made her sister crippled. And Blanche lets her believe that to give her a sense of sadness, to give her a sense of taking the blame, the guilt for it. But as a result, she keeps Blanche in that wheelchair in her room captive. Blanche is never to leave her room. She brings all her food in. They have a maid, her name is Elvira, who comes in and tidies up, but no one ever sees Blanche. Fans come to the door with flowers. Baby Jane shoos them away, says, "My sister's ill, I'll take them." Of course, she's going to just throw them away. So I don't want to give away the ending. I'm not one to really dissect the film too much. I talk a little bit about it because I think that in a review, at least in my case, I'll tell you why I think it's great and why you should watch it so you can see the outcome. So while, yes, it's these two old broads in a mansion together, it's a very interesting story. It really is. Bette Davis plays Baby Jane Hudson. And she is the one, if you ever see the cover of it or have seen previews of it, she has the blonde hair, the big black mole, the white ghost face makeup, the bright red lipstick. She looks like a ghoul. And the reason being is because these two women never really leave much. And Baby Jane wants to revive her career as a child star. And her thing is, she's not very clean. She doesn't take showers or bathe or anything. She just wants to cake on the makeup. Every day she just puts more white makeup, more red lipstick. This is something that the actress Bette Davis came up with for the character. She said, "I see Baby Jane as somebody who's filthy." And since she thinks she's a movie star, she's drunk, she's sloppy, just hangs around the house, I think she's just gonna keep on putting that lipstick on, cake on the white makeup, and she's just gonna look like a ghost and a ghoul. And the writer actually came to the set and said, that's the look I was going for. So Bette Davis, in her genius, did something right, making this sloppy drunk look like a clown. And Joan Crawford, for the first time, who's a glamour girl of the 1930s and 40s, because both of these women were A-list legends doing a B-list horror movie, which I'll get into in a second. But Joan Crawford for this has to shed all her makeup, her nail polish, all her glamour, because she's a recluse who hasn't seen the sun in 20 years. She looks like an old school mom. She looks kind of haggy, but these are people who are stuck, and she is imprisoned in this house. So they really need to change their look up, and they really do for this, and that was something that was hard for Joan Crawford. But this story goes over a sister torturing another sister. You see that Blanche, who's the victim, anytime her sister tries to leave the home, she tries to get out of the wheelchair, she tries to get down the stairs, she calls doctors. Baby Jane always catches her in time, will kick her in the head, pick up the phone. She can emulate her voice and say to the doctor, "Hey, I'm Blanche, everything's just fine. Thanks for calling." So she is always getting in the way of poor Blanche, who is always trying to get out of captivity and seek help. Even the maid wants to help because she's an outsider that comes to the house every day. But Baby Jane has plans for her. And again, I just would rather have you see the movie if you get a chance, if you're even interested. It's a great story of how one sister tries to get away from her deranged sister. And the outcome is just intense. And it was a great movie at the box office. Bette Davis even got a nod for being Best Actress. Horror movies are not known for their accolades. Everybody knows that. And Bette Davis actually would have picked up that award, but her adversary and co-star Joan Crawford lobbied the Academy against her. And so Bette Davis lost that one, but otherwise she would have, because the performance as an angry drunk who can regress to being childlike and innocent, angry at times, sad at times, she showed every emotion under the sun, and she did it perfectly, immaculately. It's awesome. But I think this movie is also something that is part of girl power. And I say that because in the early 1960s, women were not getting roles if they were women of age. If you were in your 50s going into your 60s like these women, you were told, well, we have a great script. You can be Elvis's grandmother. And they were like, great, because I want to be the old lady in the rocking chair. No, these are women who always played the leading lady. They were the starlet. They were the beautiful one. The problem is that in Hollywood, there were not scripts. There were not women who broke down doors yet like there is today. Today, you can see Meryl Streep, in Don't Look Up, playing a eccentric, in what she calls a Republican president that she's trying to parody. You can see Diane Keaton in a romantic leading role. You see Jamie Lee Curtis doing these Halloween movies as the action star heroine of a great horror film. But women, and at that time, there really wasn't anything for them to do. It was Joan Crawford who decided she'd go to the library, find a good book, which was Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. She brought it to a B-list director. His name is Robert Ulrich, who's the one who directed it. And she also approached Bette Davis, who she hated. This was her adversary. They fought for the same roles through the 30s and 40s, slept with the same men. They were two very different women. Joan Crawford was very eccentric. She was a germaphobe. She wanted to always look beautiful and graceful. Betty was much more of like your tomboy. She liked hanging out with the guys, like the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. She swore like a sailor. She smoked like a chimney. She just really didn't care about femininity and being gorgeous and beautiful. She was a character actress, so quite opposite to Joan Crawford, who just always wanted to be glamorous and beautiful at all times. And they really hated each other. But this film, although they hate each other, it works to show on screen how much they hate each other as sisters. It actually works for them. It's a great movie. There's great acting in it, a lot of suspense. I think that it's a movie worth checking out. It's just a great story of a prisoner trying to get away from their own home. And I think that all of you should check it out. Again, I don't dissect movies. When you check out my reviews, it's more straightforward, as far as it's more like, instead of taking it scene by scene, I just give you a brief overview, tell you a little bit about the actors in it, and tell you why you should see it. I'm not sure what sites it is on. I have Amazon Prime, so I watch it on there. I can also check to see what other sites it would be on, but it's a great movie. It's a masterpiece. It belongs as the #1 retro horror film to me. This came up a couple of years just after Psycho, and it did amazing. And these women made it possible for women like Jamie Lee Curtis to do these Halloween movies and taken seriously at the tender age of 60-something. So I hope that you liked my short and sweet review. Got my new black highlights, my new look. I'm really trying to get my channel to take off. I've still been fighting being sick with bronchitis and all of that, and other personal things going on. But I am doing my best to get these reviews out. I'm doing my best to take a look at everything you guys are doing. But I just want to tell you that I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy all the love and support. I'll be bringing you more great hidden gems, retro horror. I'll be reviewing Christine this upcoming week with John, so please check that out. I thank you for taking a look at this. And again, it's Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. It stars Betty Davis, Joan Crawford from 1962, and I hope you check it out. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.